Hey guys, in the first devlog, which was published 6 months ago, we talked about the first steps of Neon City Brawl. And today, in this second devlog, we are going to show you all the progress we made since. Firstly, we will see all the new animation that we created. Then we will talk about the level editor. And finally, we will see what we want to work in the next months. To begin with, we left the first devlog by saying that we will work on the animation, and especially on the run animation, and that's what we done. You can see on the screen right now is a new run animation, which we are pretty proud of when we compare to the first one. But this was only a little adjustment from the last time. Now let's see all the new animation. But firstly, we need to introduce you a new topic, the weapons. We asked ourselves for a long time about the weapons and how they will work, and we finally found something that we think is pretty good for now, but which is able to evolve in time. So we created 3 states which correspond to weapons for the character. Firstly, there is a fist, which is a basic one. His attack range will be pretty short and it will have low damages. Then we created this sword. His attack range will still be pretty short, but it will be a little bigger than the fist, and it will also deal more damages than the fist. And lastly, we have the gun, which is inspired by the famous AK-47 rifle, and as you may think, it will have a big range but a little hitbox, which will make harder to hit enemies. And for these 3 weapons, we created the 3 main animation: idle, jump, and run. In addition to that, we will later create the 4th animation, which is when you attack by right or left clicking on any weapon. But after making this animation, we need to integrate them in the code of the game. So we imported the animation in the character class, and we also created the variable of weapon. And then we created a function in the character class called updateWeapon, which will change the weapon and put his animation on screen depending on the 1, 2 or 3 key on the keyboard, 1 corresponding to the fist, 2 to the sword and 3 to the rifle. So that's all for the weapons. To sum up this part, we created 3 weapons, which we are choosing with the keyboard, and they all have their 3 basic animation: idle, jump and run. Then we worked a lot on a new very important part of the game, the level editor. He is not directly in the game, but it is a tool to create level which will later be used in the main game. So we created a new program for it, which is pretty big and that took a lot of time. We also created a background, which will also be the background of the main game. This background is divided in 3 parts. Firstly, the sky and clouds, then the first layout of the city, and lastly, the second layout of the city. And these 3 parts will be displayed at different positions. But we also had an idea that when you scroll to the right or the left of the level, the 3 parts will be scrolled at different speed, which will, like you see on the screen, create a 3D effect. On this level editor, we created a white grid which creates boxes where you can put elements. We fully invented and designed a list of elements which could evolve in time. These elements are shown on a panel on the right side of the level editor. You can select any elements on the panel and put it in any box on the level. Some elements will be counted as hitboxes where you can be blocked, but there is also only decorative element like garbage or all the signs. With that way, you can create any level that you want on a grid of 16 by 150 boxes. On the bottom of the level editor, there is a save and load button, which enables us to save any level that we created as a CSV file that could be later loaded on the main game. We can also load any level to modify it. So that's it for the level editor. To sum up this part, we created a tool that enables us to create any level that will be later used in the main game. So that's all for the progress we made since the first devlog. In the next month, we will firstly create 2 more animations for every state. The attack animation, like we said earlier, but also the death animation. We will also try to create other characters and all the animation that come with. And we will finally try to integrate everything that comes with weapons, like health, attack, damages, and range. If you have any idea, suggestion, or tips, you can leave a comment. Thanks for watching and see you later in the next devlog.